One of the most popular destinations for domestic and international students alike for college in the U.S. is California. California is the biggest state in the country by population, and also has some of the country's most well-known and highly regarded universities. Additionally, California is home to the University of California and California State University systems, which comprise the two largest and most applied to university systems in the entire world. In fact, of the 10 most applied to universities in the United States in 2020, 7 out of 10 were members of the UC or CSU systems. However, students, particularly those from outside California, can get confused about the two systems, which schools belong to which, how the universities in each system are different from each other, which ones they want to apply to, and the application processes for each. This video will cover some of the main differences between the two systems, and will explore the application processes for each and talk about their strengths and weaknesses. Some of the key differences between the systems are prestige. The UC system is considered more prestigious and selective. Admissions. UC schools have higher admission standards and are more competitive to get into. Cost. CSU schools are typically more affordable than UC schools. Research. UC schools have a stronger emphasis on research and graduate programs, whereas the CSU schools are more focused on undergraduate teaching. Location. UC schools are located primarily in urban areas, while CSU schools are located in both urban and rural areas. The UC system. From an admissions perspective, the University of California system is much more difficult to get into. UC Berkeley and UCLA are consistently ranked among the top public universities in the United States and the world. Other highly ranked UC schools include UC San Diego, UC Santa Barbara, UC Davis, and UC Irvine. Unlike most universities in the U.S., the UC and CSU systems alike have their own application system, and do not use the Common Application, Coalition Application, or other universalized systems. The UC application is similar to the Common Application in most regards, and students are required to write 4 short essays, called personal insight questions. However, UC schools do not ask for or accept letters of recommendation or personal statements. Neither the UC or CSU systems require or accept standardized test scores such as the SAT and ACT. It is important to note that many majors in the UC system, such as engineering and computer science, are impacted. And quad. An impacted major is a popular academic field of study that receives more applications from qualified students than can be accepted. This is usually due to a limited number of spaces in the program, making it impossible to admit all of the applicants. This can often be seen in highly competitive or specialized fields, such as engineering and computer science. The academic standards for admission to the UC system are very high. California residents must have a 3.0 GPA to apply, whereas non-residents must have a 3.4 GPA. For students applying to start as freshmen in the fall of 2022, the admissions rate for UCLA was 8.6%, which is comparable to many Ivy League institutions. However, many of the UCs have higher admissions rates, such as UC Riverside at 68.1% and UC Merced at 90.4%. Students who graduate in the top 9% of their class at a California public high school are guaranteed admission to the University of California system. However, this guarantee does not apply to any particular school or a school of their choosing. For example, a student might apply to UC Irvine and UCSD and not be offered admission, but may be offered admission to UC Merced instead even though they did not apply there. To be competitive for admission to the UC system, students need around a 4.0 GPA, though the minimum to apply is a 3.0. Finally, one additional aspect of the UC system that separates it from CSUs is the quantity of graduate and professional programs. For example, all of the public medical schools in California are part of the UC system, including UC San Francisco School of Medicine, UCLA David Geffen School of Medicine, UC San Diego School of Medicine, UC Irvine School of Medicine, UC Davis School of Medicine, and UC Riverside School of Medicine. All of the public law schools in California are also part of the UC system. UC Berkeley, UCLA, UC Davis, and UC Irvine all have law schools, in addition to the UC College of Law San Francisco, formerly known as UC Hastings School of Law. The California State University System. The California State University System is comprised of 23 campuses, and each has its own strengths and reputation. Some of the most well-known CSU schools are San Francisco State University, California Polytechnic State University San Luis Obispo, Cal State Fullerton, San Diego State University, and Cal State Long Beach. The application process for the CSU system is much simpler than that for the UC schools. For example, students need only apply using their grades from high school. There are no essays required, nor do students need to list what extracurricular activities they participated in. All of the CSU schools except for SDSU, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and Long Beach State have acceptance rates above 50%, with the vast majority having acceptance rates higher than 80%. As a result, as long as students graduate from a California high school with a minimum required GPA of 2.5, or from a non-California high school with a 3.0 GPA, they have an extremely strong chance of being admitted to the CSU system. The CSU schools are more affordable than UCs. The average in-state tuition for CSUs is about $6,000, whereas the average in-state tuition for UCs is about $14,000. About 80% of CSU students receive some form of financial aid, and 75% pay no tuition at all due to financial need. Academically, the CSU system is more focused on career preparation and less on research. As a result, there are many career-oriented majors available at CSUs which are not typically available at UC schools, such as accounting, communications, child development, criminal justice, and finance. CSUs are very undergraduate focused and the vast majority of their programs are for undergrads. For example, nearly half of bachelor's degrees awarded each year in California, including both public and private schools, are awarded by CSU schools, but only 2% of doctorates are awarded by CSUs. Because of the large quantity of CSUs and the lower admissions requirements, CSUs have more of a commuter culture than the UCs, meaning that a larger percentage of students are from the surrounding area and will commute from home as opposed to living in dorms or apartments close to campus. The CSUs also generally have smaller student populations due to the relative lack of graduate students compared to UCs, but also due to smaller undergraduate populations as well. Lastly, there are some special considerations for graduate students in regards to the UC and CSU systems. As public university systems, the UCs and CSUs are unable to offer financial aid to students who are not residents of California. The percentage of international students in the CSU system is 5%, whereas the percentage in the UC system is much higher at 15%. However, it is important to keep in mind that many UC campuses are deliberately trying to shrink international enrollment in coming years in order to free up more space for California residents. To conclude, the UC and CSU systems both provide amazing academic and professional opportunities for students. The UCs are more prestigious and harder to gain admission to, and they are more known for research and their graduate programs than are the CSUs. However, the CSUs are more focused on undergraduate teaching, have a wider variety of majors, and are a more affordable and accessible option for California residents. Because of their unique missions and characteristics create different environments. Which system serves better for a particular student depends on the student's goals.